Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of our podcast. I'm very pleased to be joined by Jamie Dover. Jamie, how are we doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm doing great, thank you. Beautiful day over here today, isn't it? We've got a nice little setup here. This is obviously part of your gym where you're at the moment.
It's not my gym. It's Danny Salter's and Chris Hayden's gym. Great guys. Coming to the gym from fighting under Mark Ellen's, under Fighter Promotions. Came over here, they were Golden Gloves at first. And these guys, they really showed me how to box instead of just getting in there and fighting, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, hats off to both of them. They do amazing stuff for the boys in here. So I've come in here to help out. I'm off work injured at the moment. Dislocated my shoulder. I've got a tear in, it's like the cartilage that goes around the ball. Yeah. The ball and socket joint. And the tear in the back of the ball where the cartilage is, it's not been healing. So I do scaffolding. I'm a scaffolder, so I've been signed off work for 6 weeks. Before that, I got signed off for 3 weeks with my knee because I had an operation on my knee.
Okay, wow.
The bit of cartilage taken out that was stuck in between the joint.
Yeah.
And also, they've got no cruciate ligament. So I was off work with that. That's not even healed up properly yet. My shoulders need 6 weeks to heal. Then I've got to decide on operation for the cruciate and my shoulder, what I want to do. And obviously, the hospital keeps saying you keep putting the operation off because you want to be at work, because you need the money for work. But now you've got to have 6 weeks off because you keep going to work and making it worse. So,
Hey, how did that happen to your, first of all, how did it happen to your knee?
What happened? Football, landed on it and basically buckled my knee. And it's like where the joint is, it's gone to the side and it came straight back. But I couldn't get up, and I'm one of these people, like, if you're going for a tackle and it hurts, I'll get straight back up.
Yeah.
But I just landed on it.
Just landed
all of my weight, and it just
was it during a tackle that it happened? You went in
I made the tackle, and when I've gone to get the ball, I didn't get the ball, and it was just at a funny angle, like just landed all my weight onto it, and it just couldn't obviously take the pressure. Wow. I was a bit of a bigger guy then.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
A lot of weight to handle, you know.
How much were you weighing then? We'll come on to all this as well. But
I was about, I think, 96 kilos, 98 kilos.
And how much are you weighing now?
I'm weighing 91 and 8 this morning, because I've been weighing myself most mornings now.
Good. Yeah, it's always good to do it.
Yeah.
Trying to be fit. Those little gains, it always helps mentally, doesn't it? And how about, sorry, what are you going to say?
The shoulder was first football as well. That was when I was about 24, 25. Again, I went in for a tackle, but it was quite a hard tackle, and I landed on my elbow, and the shoulder popped out and come straight back in, and it was fine, you know what I mean? So I've carried on and played the rest of the match, couldn't feel it. Went to take my t-shirt off at the end of the match, and when I put my arm up, it really crunched and popped out.
Oh, okay.
And then I struggled to get it back in, and it come straight back in, but again, it felt fine. Do you know what I mean? I could move my arm, I drove my car home, so obviously I used the gear stick, using my shoulder. And then I woke up the next morning, I could not move my arm, could not move from my shoulder, it just would not move. So my dad was like, you need to get straight out of the hospital, go out of the hospital. Like, obviously had to take me because I couldn't drive now. Went to the hospital, told them I had a dislocation. They said, they give me an x-ray. And they said, from the dislocation, because it comes out the socket, you know, like I said about that cartilage, it tears the cartilage like before, but it tore around the whole of it. So I was off for 12 weeks. I was off for work for that, and like you cannot move it, you can't lift it, you can't do nothing. But you actually
were you in a cast? I take it.
Not a cast, just had a sling, just had to keep it there. But you can't move it anyway. Okay. And then when it starts getting better, obviously you guys start going to physio, and then it came out again. I was fighting for Mark Ellen's. Went to a show in Bognor, and I've got it on video at home. I fought for 2 rounds. On the final round, it just felt like it was like something was stuck in my arm and I couldn't get it back in, and then carried on fighting with one arm after that.
So when was this? When did you have this fight? So it was after dislocation. How long after that?
This was about 4 or 5 years after. Well, I was 24, so 24, 25. I started when I was 27, and it was a couple of months after my first fight. So I must have been at 27. So 3 years after I originally done it, and it was better, do you know what I mean? Well, obviously I thought it was better. And then after that, I didn't go to the hospital again after that for the shoulder. I knew I just had to stay off it for 12 weeks, go to physio again. I didn't take the physio seriously after that. And then I stopped boxing because I lost that fight. And it's like, when you're winning, everyone's with you, you know. When you have a fight and you win, everyone's with you for that one night. Then the next day, it's gone. Until you got the next fight lined up, it's gone. Everything about that build up, everything after that moment when it's so good, the win or even just after, if you lost, it was, oh, well done, you've done well. Obviously, if you fought like a lion, do you know what I mean? But then the next day, all of that's gone. And for a boxer, you have to get back. You have to get back in the gym. But I'm not one of them people that goes back in the gym. I'll have a good time for a week or whatever, and then it turns into you're not having a good time no more. You think you are, but you're not. You're waiting for that next fight so you can get ready for it. Because unless I've got that lined up, my mentality is, you're just ticking over. I can't tick over. I've got to be there for the next fight. You know what I mean? So I didn't box again for a little while, and then I came back and fought for Mark again because I went away and worked in Denmark for my brother.
Oh, nice.
I came back and I was working away for 3 weeks, coming back for a week, but I was getting paid this good money, so I was coming back for a week.
Scaffolding work, I take it?
No, this was doing fitting insulation. On a Facebook building, the Facebook data centre it was, and I was getting paid good money, like I was getting like over £1,000 a week, English money, do you know what I mean? And then I was coming back for that week. I got all this money. Like, all I know is, well, you got this money. You can party with it. Do you know what I mean? For a week, then you're going back to work for 3 weeks, then you're coming back partying for a week. It's not a good lifestyle. So, for the last stint, I think I had like 12 weeks left to go. After 1 week of getting back, after 1 week, I decided, right, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to England and partying for a week. I said, I'm going to stay here. Spoke to the guys we were working with. They said, yeah, you can stay. You can do 8 weeks on. No, you can do 6 weeks on and 2 weeks off instead. So I started doing that. I put myself in the gym over there. I was just doing like weight training, going running. I was doing like 10-mile runs, and then I felt ready to come back to boxing, you know. And I was really ready. I come back. I saw Mark. I think it was Mark's birthday party, or no, it was his brother's. Bobby and his brother and sister's 2 twins birthday party. Turned up and he went, you're gonna come and watch me next week. So I ain't done no boxing training. He went, you're gonna come and watch me next week on a show that he was doing. I went, you got no one you can put me in with. He went, right. He went, speak to me in the morning. He went, call me. He went, if you're still up for it, he said, we'll get you on. Got on the phone in the morning to him, get me on that show. He went, yeah. He went, if you train for it, I've done the physical training to be fit enough to last, but I'd been back in the boxing gym since the loss. So I got straight back into it. The videos on Facebook, knocked the geezer out in the second round. Boxed not very well. I was all over the place really boxing, open, no guard, just swinging. By the time I got to the second round, I had the guy in the corner. I was just unloading straights, straight after straight after straight after straight. It was too much for him.
Overwhelmed him.
Broke his nose. Ref just stopped it. He wouldn't defend himself enough. From that, turned up to one of Mark's shows to watch, and he said to me, "Someone pulled out." I went there to watch. I'd had a couple of beers before, you know. Turned out to watch. Oh, someone's pulled out of their fight. We got this guy. He still wants a fight. Do you want to get in there? I said, I know why you've come and asked me, innit, Mark? He said, yeah. He said, because you know I was going to say yes, didn't you? He went, yeah. I went, did you ask anyone else before that? He went, nah, second I saw you, come and see you. So he knew I was going to get in there straight away. This guy's a big, he's dark, big fella. He's walked in the chain. He's walked into so we can agree to fight. I looked over. I thought, oh my God, he's a giant. What am I doing? Just didn't really know. Didn't know what to say. And I was just like, you still want to fight? And I was going to do it anyway. It didn't matter who it was walking in there. So yeah, that was on. I called up my mate Chaz Gardner, who he was coming in to get some tickets off me to come and watch. I was like, Chaz. I spoke to him before the fight, and he was really angry about something that's in personal, what he was personally angry about. But he's gone, oh, don't you reckon there's anyone I can get in there with before the fight? I was like, oh, Chaz, come on, calm down, you know what I mean? Just don't worry about it, just come out and enjoy the night. about 20 minutes later, I'm on the phone to him, Chaz, you're going to have to get them tickets off my brother because I'll get in the ring. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, someone's pulled out, so I'm getting in the ring. He's like, oh, all right, yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Boxed the first round, I was blowing. Like, after the first round, gone to the corner to Mark, because I've had a couple of beers before, I ain't been training, do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I was like, I'm knackered. I was like, I can't do the second round. He's like, what? He's like, come on, get back out there. It's gone out. I'm just basically swinging for the fences. This ain't no boxing fight. I caught him with a left hand. He's gone down. I thought, like, that's it. All I've got to do now is not get punched and stay away and just get my breath. Do you know what I mean? Third round, just came out, just really trying not to engage too much. See the round out, take a few shots. That was it. I won that one. So I was 3-1 by then.
You managed to get through it as well.
Yeah.
Did you have a few beers beforehand the fight as well?
I had a couple of beers because I was going to watch. You know what I mean? But that's what I am. I can't, like I said to you before, like, you don't play boxing, you live it.
Yeah,
someone says, like, if I went to a show today and they said someone's pulled out, I'd want to go in there. I've got a messed up shoulder and a messed up knee. Probably my family would be pulling me back and I wouldn't be allowed. But I'd say yes, I know I would. I can't help it. Like, it's just in you, do you know what I mean? And you know what it feels like. You know exactly what it feels like. I love it.
Yeah, man.
And, from
do you feel any nerves before you get in the ring?
Oh, mate, I don't feel nervous at all, not one bit. But when I'm putting my gear on, I start sitting there and stuff like that. I'm like, well, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing
that's the feeling I get.
Is there a real reason why you're doing this? Because there's not really, is there? You go in there to have a fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a reason, because it is so. If they made boxing when you're in that ring at that moment, how you feel. If there was a drug made of it, everyone would be on it. Really? I'm telling you, you know the feeling.
Yeah,
you know it. If they could sell that in a pill, everyone would be on it. You know they would. You know they would. That feeling, can't
it's the adrenaline rush that runs through your body.
It's the adrenaline kicks in, and it's the thought of. It's like survival mode, isn't it? Like, this geezer's gonna knock you out, you're gonna knock him out, or I've got to not let him hit me or get hurt, and hurt him. Do you know what I mean? It's like, survival. Like,
what made you want to fight? Because I know the reasons that I wanted to fight. Obviously, I wanted to fight because my honour, my family name. Is about, you know, being. My dad was a fighter, representing the family name that way. Why was it that you wanted to get in there and do it?
When you're younger and like growing up in Portsmouth, it's quite a fighting city. Like, if someone's got trouble with you or you got trouble with someone else, when you see them, like, it's on. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't back away from it. And if you do back away from it, it's like sort of like a little bit of a reputation thing. Like you're a pussy. Do you know what I mean? But it's not. It's good not to fight. But when I was growing up, that was just one of them things. The crowd of people I was with, you can't be like that. Like, you had to stand and fight, and I always did. And then it was like my brother started going boxing, and he was just like, and I'm quite fit all the time. Like, I can maintain my fitness. It's just my weight and stuff always goes up and down. So he just went to me, come to boxing with Mark. Mark's like a good family friend of mine. So he was like, come to boxing with me. He was like, you will love it. Trust me, you will love it. First day I was in the gym.
Was it this gym?
No, it wasn't this gym. It was down at it was at Fox's Forest. He had a lock-up down there. It was just like a garage lock-up, but it was like this sweat and sawdust boxing gym.
Yeah.
But the second I went in there, there's maybe 15 to 20 lads, everyone having a go, like sparring's going on. There's bags getting punched, there's pads getting it, and I was just like, yeah, I love this. First session, get in the ring and have a spar. Like, what? Like, come on, get in the ring. From then, like, even Mark knew, oh, you got a good right hand. Like, he was just like, yeah, I like that. And my first fight, I took in 4 weeks.
Wow. Was that white collar?
That was white collar, yeah. I've only had white collar. I've never been involved in any amateurs, ABAs, pros, nothing like that.
Do you reckon you it's difficult to say, because I went down the ABA route.
Yeah.
You went down the white collar route. What was it that made you want to go down the white collar route and not the traditional ABA sort of route?
I felt like I was too old.
You felt like how old were you? You said 20.
And plus, once you get into the white collar and unlicensed game, it's like you do it. You start selling your tickets for yourself, and you want the money, and you have the party life after, and it's just like that lifestyle. What I really brought up in, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so And I never really thought about doing amateur boxing or like I was all football up until I was 26, 27. So it was like it wasn't really a thing for me until I went with my brother, and that is when it just like I said, it grabs hold of you, and once it's in you, you can't get rid of it. You can't. And every time I have stopped it, I've needed it to keep my mental health there. Like mentally being in the gym, being fit, it keeps you where it keeps me where I need to be. Yeah. All the time.
We're gonna touch a base on it afterwards about more what you said about keeping it where it is. But I just really want to go right back to the beginning now.
Yeah.
Just before we touch base on boxing again, how was your childhood like? What was it that you did growing up? What school did you go to? Where are you born from?
I think I went to the same junior school as you, Copner Junior School.
Okay.
I went from Copner Junior School. From there, I went to Admiral Lord Nelson School. But I was at school. I was a fat kid.
Yeah, same as me.
Yeah, I was a fat kid. So like, I had to. For me, I didn't want no one to take the piss out of me for my weight. So the second they said something about anything before that, they couldn't even get to the weight because I would kick right off.
Really?
Yeah, just because I didn't want them to go on about the weight.
Where do you reckon that hot temperedness comes from, though?
Probably my mum. Like she didn't take shit off me as a kid. Like I got told what to do, and that was it. And if I didn't tell her what to do, all right, back then you could get a smack or whatever. Yeah, maybe she'd chase you with a slipper or something like that.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Run up the stairs and you look running up the stairs. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe my mum. But like my mum's got bipolar. That's come from a little bit later on in life. But she's a great woman. She brought me up well. But my mum and dad split up when I was like 3. And then my dad was like brought me up so when I was about 10, obviously going between parents. And then from then, from when I was about 11, 12, I didn't really see my dad that much because till I was about 18, because I moved in with my dad when I was 18. But the thing is, like, I didn't see my dad, not through, he didn't want to see me. He wanted me and my brother to live with him when we was younger, because me and my brother got the same parents, both parents. I've got 2 other sisters, my mum's got with another partner. But not because he didn't want to see me. When they split up, my mum obviously had her share or whatever. My dad, like, they sorted out whatever's between them. My dad had to go and buy a new house and all that, yeah? So he bought his new house. He bought a house there. It was like a derelict building, yeah? He had to do the whole house up from it. He didn't have enough money to get someone in to do it. He done the whole thing himself, from the joists on the floor to the coving on the walls. The only thing he didn't do was the plastering. Imagine that, a house with nothing in it. It didn't have floorboards, yeah? So he didn't have time to entertain us as kids. We used to go around there, watch videos and stuff while he's working on the house. In the end, I didn't want to go around there and like, just watch videos. I'd rather go out with my mates. So what was I doing when I was out with my mates? We was over the park. If people came over the park that was from maybe another area or something, you end up fighting. Like, that's just how it was. Really, yeah. That's just how it was. And so, yeah, I didn't really see my dad that much. But then when I needed him, when I had to move out from my mum's, because sometimes it just got too much living with my mum sometimes because she's not very well. You know what I mean? And then from then, I said I needed my dad, I needed to live with him, but like still, like there weren't no bad things between me and my mum. There weren't really bad arguments or nothing. We just argue about little things, and it just stressful. I was at college, and she had 3 other kids. Like she got my brother, she got my 2 younger sisters looking after. Like it just gets too much. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you can't deal with all that stuff, and me being who I am, I'm out with my mates doing whatever I'm doing, or getting into fights and stressing her out and stuff like this. It just creates arguments between me and my mum. So I went to live with my dad. He was there for me. He's been there for me ever since. Anything I've ever needed. So, but maybe not having my own dad there for me, guiding me in the right direction, it might have been a different story. But I wouldn't have my relationship with him now that I've got, which is such a good relationship with him now. I've got a brilliant relationship with my mum. Like she's like everything to me, do you know what I mean? And sometimes she's ill, I'll get on the phone to her, I'll get off the phone to her, and she'll be like, you can tell, like, she's not doing well, but I can't do nothing, I ain't a doctor, I can't sort that out. So, yeah, yeah, my parents are good parents. I had a good upbringing from them. It was just not, it was when I was not in the house. That's where it probably comes from. You
said you were stressing your mum out as well.
Yeah.
I take it through maybe fighting? I think that's one thing that you keep saying.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Why do you reckon you were fighting all the time when you were a kid? Is it the crowd that you were around? Was it more
crowd being just not taking shit from anyone? Why should I have to go out and take shit from anyone? Like, I'm a nice person, I'm a decent person. Why would I have to take shit off anyone? I'm not going to have that. Like, I'll be nice. I'll be like, you've met me. You know what I'm like. I don't know. I just don't think, if you're not going to show me the respect that I would show you this when I meet you, or you're going to take the piss out of me, I'm going to react on that, and then you're not going to like it, and then it's going to go one way. We're either going to agree to just leave it, or it's outside. Do you know what I mean?
What sort of things triggered you though? Because you said that you know people would say something to you. Why would they be? Why would you think they would disrespect you? Or was it more in the mind that you were thinking?
I think it's mistaking like a kind person for weakness. Like some people just prey on that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Some people do. Some people take it as, oh, this guy's nice. You know what I mean? It depends. Everyone's different. We've got. This is a city where not everyone's the same. It's a world where not everyone's the same.
It's a world, I think.
If it was a perfect world, we'd all get along fine. There wouldn't be no wars. There wouldn't be no arguments and stuff like that. But that happens all the time. So yeah, I think that's where it all comes from.
Okay, that's fine. So and then you obviously you said you were at college. What did you do when you were at college?
Oh, I've done a few things. I've had a few jobs.
Have you really?
Yeah, I've had quite a few.
You haven't been sacked from a few, have you?
I've never been sacked.
That's good.
Never been sacked. I had a job. I was doing carpentry at college. I really wanted to be a carpenter.
Okay. Great trade,
isn't it? When I've got a MVQ level 2 in carpentry. Never had a job as a carpenter. Afterwards, I couldn't get an apprenticeship. There was the recession when it was back then. There was a recession on. They want experienced blokes. You ask anyone to do some work, come straight from college for an apprenticeship. They just wanted experience then. I was like, I'm at college at the moment. It just wasn't really happening at that time. My dad went to me, come and do engineering for his company. I was there. I was actually had a partner at the time, and I went to Australia. Yeah, I went to Australia because we had a bad relationship. Maybe it was me, maybe it was, I don't know. Look, it didn't really work. We split up, and then I needed to get away. My best friend Jack Abbott, he's in Canada at the moment, loving the bits. He was already going travelling. He said, James, come with me. And I was like, I can't, I'm in a relationship. The relationship ended. I just said to Jack, I rang out the phone like a couple of weeks after because I was down and stuff. I spoke to my dad, I was like, I want to go. My dad was like, I'll help you out with the dough. Like, just get together what you need to get together and I'll sort you out the rest. So, like I said, he's a decent bloke, do you know what I mean? This is when I was 21, 22. Rang him out, I was like, Jack, I'm coming to Australia. He thought I was lying because he kept asking me, I kept saying I can't. Like, he was like, you're lying. I was like, no, I'm coming, definitely coming. Next day after that, we went to STA Travel, the students' travel place.
Okay, yeah.
Downtown. Booked the flights, got the visa. I spent 8 months.
Did you really?
I went with Jack Abbott, Jack Abbott, Shane Harris and John Powell, 3 great lads. We travelled.
I know Shane Harris.
Yeah, Shane Harris has come out here and trained. His brother's Brad Harris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know Shane Harris.
two good friends of mine. We went to Australia. We went to Cairns. We drove all the way down to Sydney. We stopped off everywhere we could. We done everything we could. Wow. Went to Whitsunday Islands. Went to Fraser Islands. Worked on farms, picking wheat grain. I worked in a winery. After 4 months, the other guys, we'd split up, gone our own ways, done our own thing.
Good.
I stayed out there for another 4 months on my own, and that's when you start to realise the person you are and what you're capable of, and like, you don't need all this other stuff in your life. You need yourself, like, to get through it, basically. Yeah. And in the end, I missed my family, so I came back.
8 months out, yeah, I can imagine.
That was 4 months on my own without like my best mate Jack, with Shane and John. Yeah. And then by then Jack had already come home. So being with your best mate and being on your own, and then not seeing all your other friends, not being with your family, you miss Christmas with them, you miss your birthday with them. Family's a big thing to me, do you know what I mean? Like, I love them to bits, so I had to come back for myself.
Yeah, you get homesick, don't you? I'm the same.
It's just like me and my brother, we are so close. Where when I'm not with my brother and that, like, if I don't speak to him for a few days, it's like, oh, what's he doing? I ain't really spoke to him. Do you know what I mean? I'm always with him. I'm training him at boxing at the moment. I'm training him for his fight coming up next month, which I trained him for his last fight. And he's looking phenomenal now, so he's gonna be good. Yeah,
he looks good. I mean, I saw him a few days ago, I think.
Sharp.
And I come down, looking sharper, looking stronger.
Yeah.
Looks quite a big lad as well, isn't he?
He's looking square, isn't he?
Yeah.
If you look at his frame, he's looking square.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
he's made for it. He's made for it.
Then after that, I came back from Australia.
Were you working out in Australia?
I worked in peach picking. I done orange picking.
Good pay over there?
It's not because you're travelling. It's not, but you don't need a lot of money when you're travelling. You're not staying in big hotels. You know what I mean? You're camping, or you're in a caravan, or you're.
So you lived the whole life. You did all that. Did you see any snakes and stuff and all these?
Saw one snake. Saw a huntsman spider, big one. I got bit by a spider.
Oh my God!
Look at this scar on my knee. Look at this scar. Can you see that circle?
Yeah.
That scar. I woke up one morning and my leg was killing me, like really hurting. I looked down and there was 2 puncture wounds, obviously from a spider. And I looked down and I was like, oh, I've been bit by something.
Wait, were you sleeping in the room or were you sleeping camping?
It's in a hostel. This
oh,
was.
there you go,
Yeah, and I've looked and I was like, oh, that's a bit itchy and that. And then the next day I've looked down here and one of the holes was a bit bigger and it was a bit lumped up. I was like, oh, that don't look too good. The next day, it was real big, and you could see, you know, when you see the middle of the infection when it's like really white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really white and it was getting bigger, and I was like, oh, that ain't looking too good. I went to the hospital, and they said, oh yeah, you need some antibiotics. You've been bitten by a white-tailed spider. I was like, I didn't even feel it. He said the spider's like this big. He said it's tiny. He said it's just obviously been in your bed or whatever. It's bit you, and they just give me some antibiotics and stuff. But
were you alright afterwards?
Yeah, I was alright, yeah. They was like, you don't feel woozy or nothing. I was like, no, but they said the thing is, if you don't get the antibiotics, then I think it attracts more of them. Like, I don't know if maybe it lets off something, I don't know, but they said you end up getting more. There's people in my hostel that had like 5 or 6 on their legs, you know what I mean?
Mate, you picked a good hostel there, didn't you?
Wow, there's more creepy crawlies than that over there, kind of everywhere.
Yeah, that puts me off going to Australia.
Like this on the
really? On the walls?
Yeah, they're huntsmen, they get to about this big, yeah, they just everywhere. And they do these little jumps. Oh,
yeah, mate. I can't. Snakes, spiders, all that thing.
I only saw one snake. We went to Australia Zoo where Steve Irwin is zoo. We went there. That's a good experience. You get to see, touch the koalas, hold the koalas. I've got some photos on Facebook with me koalas.
Check that out.
Feed kangaroos. I've done all that. Come back from Australia and then from there I worked in Denmark with my brother. Got me a job in Denmark. Now I'm scaffolding, falling apart.
Scaffolding's a tough trade, isn't it?
Oh, mate,
it's a tough graft.
I've done some graft, but when you do that, mate, got involved. My mate Sonny Talley got me a job. With Dean Edney, he took me on as supervisor. Kai make you graft. Yeah. He will make you graft, but as a supervisor, you get some supervisors, walk-on supervisors don't want to work. This guy grafts, mate, and he's a supervisor. He don't make you do the work and won't do it himself. He will be doing the work, and you're doing the work, and you've got to do as much work as he's doing. Yeah. And he is a grafter.
That's a good boss, someone who leads by example.
Oh, mate, he showed me the ropes. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Told me to get my COTS course, my part 1 and that. So he led me by then, and then we was jumping from firm to firm. Like, I worked for like 3 different firms in 2 years, and I just said, look, I don't want to keep jumping firm. So I ended up staying where I am now at NJS. And I work with a guy now, Jack Chandler. I've been working with him. This guy, the first day I met him, he's a superb bloke, yeah? He plays for Moneyfields Football Club.
I was going to say, I've heard of Jack Chandler.
He's been out here in the gym before.
Yeah,
he's a superb lad. He's helped me stay in the gym because he noticed I was drinking quite a bit. Just getting unfit, overweight, really overweight, of the biggest I ever been. 100 kilos I was. I've never been over 98. I was 100 kilos. I was like 100.5 kilos. He said to me, it's no good, you keep doing this. He said, you need to get in the gym. Come in the gym with me. Come on, get fit. So thank you very much, Jack. I'll have to say for that. But
sounds like a good guy. Sounds like a good person.
We started getting in the gym, and I started coming here doing some training for some lads.
Yeah.
And he got really involved. and we had a little deal. He's going to take me in the gym, get me fit, get me healthy, and then I'll take him in this gym and show him a bit of boxing. Now he's starting to move a bit more like a boxer. But yeah, hats off to the boy, and he plays for Moneyfields Football Club. And
good semi-professional team as well, aren't they?
And this guy, he used to play for Portsmouth, age of 17. Really? Yeah, used to play for Portsmouth. He's fit, strong as an ox. He's like I always say it to him. We always say this: some are built different. This guy is built different. He is. If you got down and watched him at Moneyfields Football Club, you know he's a good player. You know when you see a good player, he's a good player. Very good.
You enjoy your football as well, right?
Love my football. Played for Follins, semi-pro football club.
What was the team name?
Follins.
Follins, okay.
Shane Harris and Brad Harris's stepdad, BJ Green, took me on for them. And I think I was 26, 27. I was the oldest guy on the football team. Because BJ went from under-18s to men's football. Took all his under-18s into men's football. When you're playing, when I started playing men's football at 16, because I went straight from 16 to 18, playing men's football, I was a big lad. I could run around, I could take the challenges. You ain't ready to play men's football when you go from 18s to men's football. You ain't ready. You need to be brought into it a bit. So it was hard. It was hard for that team. So BJ had to work with what he had to get other players in and stuff like that. But yeah, he was a good coach, great coach. He liked me, I enjoyed him. I ended up being the captain of the football team for the first season I was there. And it just really fell off from there. Didn't really go back to semi-pro football. So.
But you played at a really good standard. Semi-professional is.
Yeah.
Where was your position?
I was centre mid for them. Centre midfield. That's where I love playing, because you got to do all the running.
Yeah.
I love the running. Do you know what I mean? I'm not technically skilled at football. I can pass the ball.
Like a Roy Keane, I take it.
Yeah, I'll get in the challenges. Yeah, solid in the challenge.
What team do you support?
Portsmouth.
Yeah.
I don't follow him through and through. But
Did you used to follow him through and through?
I used to go to the Pompey matches and that.
Is that when we were in the Premier League?
Well, I went the season before. We was in the Championship when we had Paul Merson and we had.
What season that would be? Paul Merson.
Paul Merson's Yakubu.
Peter Stones.
Stones, yeah, Yakubu.
Yakubu.
Mate, what a legend.
Yeah, he was
Benjani.
He come later. I'm sure he come later.
Benjani, he comes from Zimbabwe. He's gonna school today.
Did you hear the story when he didn't want to leave?
Man City.
Mate, he's like, I don't want to go, boss. I don't want to go. He's like, Harry, you have to go.
12 million, you got to go. Yeah, that was brilliant.
Harry Redknapp was a character. I don't know how he left Portsmouth football. I don't know if it was down to him, but he
won us the FA Cup. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, was that 2008?
2008, went up there.
Yeah. Did you go up?
Yeah.
How was the atmosphere?
Oh, mate, it's phenomenal. But I went to watch Tyson Fury against Dillian White. God, what an atmosphere that was.
Did you go to that fight as well?
At Wembley, yeah. I went to Wembley when George Groves fought Kyle Froch. Yeah, so I went to watch that. Yeah, Wembley's an amazing place to go. Yeah. But Pompey was letting it off that day.
I was going to say, have you had any atmosphere like the Portsmouth fans?
Listen, you watch on YouTube the Portsmouth AC Milan match, yeah? You listen. I went to that match, yeah? I was in the front row in the north stand. CC was the road, because you didn't have the seats there before. It used to have A, B, C, D, because they put more seats in front. It was AA, BB, CC. I was on the front, on the halfway line. The roar from the crowd was, if you watch the video on YouTube, you can just hear everything. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, man. I remember Portsmouth went 2-0 up, I believe, didn't we? Did we go 2-0 up?
We went 2-0 up.
And then Ronaldinho come on.
Free kick. Oh,
what a
see
free
him come
kick.
on, I went, he's going to score this.
Yeah.
Bang. He's meant
Did he score 2 goals that game?
No, I think Inzaghi scored.
Mate, just imagine players like Inzaghi, Ronaldinho come to Fratton Park.
That was at Fratton Park. I think
a little bit. Fratton Park's like this, isn't it? Got a little.
Have you seen Thierry Henry with the
Pompey shirt on?
Yeah, so that's in the Pompey book as well. I didn't read because I'm not very good at reading. Reading's not my thing, you know.
How did you get on at school?
I was good at school. Yeah. I was really good at school. I liked being at school. All my friends was at school.
Yeah.
If you bunked off school, I bunked off, I think, once.
Did you?
All of my mates was at school.
Yeah.
I liked being with my mates.
How did you get on education-wise at school?
I got all my GCSEs because...
A to C?
A to C, I had like 13. I didn't do none of them. I had an accident, cut my face while my GCSEs was going on, because instead of going to study leave, I went to get an apprenticeship with this carpenter who my mum knew, I had an accident at work. I went to Brighton Hospital from there because I was working in Lewis. Went from there to the hospital. They stitched my face up.
Is that scar that you got on the side of your face there?
Yeah. So I went from Brighton Hospital. I come back home and I was sat in the front room. The swelling on my face was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. My mum was like, "I've got to take you to the hospital." Went to the hospital. They couldn't find my records from Brighton Hospital. So they was like, "What's going on here?" And then because the guy went, "I'll book you in." I don't think he had any insurance or nothing. He was worried about the accident. I was 16. I weren't allowed to be on site. I was meant to be 17. Yeah. So we think he's just given a fake name and all that. So they don't know what's wrong with it. They don't know why it's swelling up. They don't know what they've done. Yeah. They said they have to do an exploratory operation, open it up, see what's up. And I don't know. My worst fear is getting put to sleep from an anaesthetic because. Yeah. You hear the stories. Some people don't wake up. I don't want to be the person that don't want to wake up. And I was so
16 as well.
16. So it was a traumatic experience I went through from there. I remember about to go into theatre. I said to my mum, I signed all the papers to say that I've got to have this operation. Yeah. I've gone to my mum, get me off. I need to go home. She's like, "What?" I was like, "I've got to go home." Yeah. I told my mum spoke to the nurse. My mum come over and said, "If I come in there with you, I can be in there with you while they give you the gas instead of give you the injection and go to sleep." Obviously, they put it in a drip, don't they? The injection, they do it through a syringe. Yeah. So instead of being put out like that, and knocked me out. And I was just trying to fight the gas as well. And they're trying to give me the gas. I was trying to fight it because I just didn't want to go to sleep. I think I lasted like 5 seconds.
And you crashed straight out.
Then when I woke up, they wouldn't let me back on the ward because I was kicking off. When I woke up, I was like, "Where's my mum? Where's my dad?" Because I was obviously really didn't want to be in that situation I was put in.
How did your mouth feel?
It's okay. They couldn't find the nerve that comes through to your face. They said it's definitely there because I can move. There's a nerve that comes through. It splits into 3. One goes up to your eye, one comes up to your nose, one goes to your mouth. I get a little twitch on my lip sometimes, or maybe my nose there, maybe because the nerve's a bit twitchy. But they said when they cut it open, they couldn't find the nerve, but they said it's definitely in there. Obviously, the duct that brings saliva through to your mouth, that was completely severed. So that was why it was filling up in my mouth. My mum was cooking dinner, and the saliva was filling up in my face. And it was just getting into my face instead of obviously coming into my mouth. Because when you smell food and stuff, it goes into your mouth. Yeah. So that was from then, yeah.
That's mad. I remember when I think I must be about 11 or 12, they had to do the same to me, but I had to get my appendix out.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
So there's a big massive scar on my... And you do feel... You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were a little bit older than that.
Yeah,
so yeah, man, for weeks I was like crunching over and... Yeah. And stuff like that. Your mouth, could you move it after the operation?
Yeah, it was quite swollen. Yeah. But I had stitching on the inside because they put a plastic tube going through, and they put the duct over, slipped it over like a sock, going over the plastic tube, and the plastic tube had to come through into my mouth, so that was sewn to the inside of my mouth. Right. So anything that was going through saliva would go through the plastic tube and into my mouth, and then I think it was after 2 weeks they cut the stitching, and then they just pull it out, and they go after 3, breathing sharply. They go 1, 2, and they pull it on 2. So you're not expecting the pain, and it doesn't even hurt. It just pulled it straight out.
Just pull it straight out. That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
And then I want to go back to obviously, or go forward to a little bit now. When you're doing football, you were working. Yeah. And you said you like going out as well.
Yeah,
drinking and stuff like that. Yeah. What was it about going out? What is it? Was it was it people that you hanged around with? And you talked about you got into a lot of fights. Yeah. Was this during that period you got into quite a lot of fights, or did you find boxing?
No, most of some of the fights I've had in the street now has just been just because you're young and stupid, really. Yeah. But not going out drinking and stuff. I think you just go out and drink and have a good time because that's what everyone else does. How many times your mate's going out on a Friday? Oh, come and have a drink. Yeah, come on then, let's go. Oh, we're going out to the pub. Yeah, I'll come out to the pub and watch football with you. Then you end up going to a club or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I think that's just part of life. And sometimes you get dragged into it and you love it and you want to be there all the time and keep doing it. Well, some people grow up. I didn't really grow up. I just started doing all my growing up now. Believe it or not. Yeah.
So, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but we talked about a lot about you going into drinking and stuff as well.
Yeah, use drink to mask everything else, to just cover everything else up. When you have a drink, you you feel like you're making yourself feel better, but you're not. You're actually making yourself worse. But you have that drink just you shut it out. You're drunk now. How many times you've been pissed and you don't really care about anything else? You're just like, hey, I'm having a good time. Yeah. But the next day, you don't feel like you've had a good time. You go down. And like I've said to you on the phone before, look, boxing's a lonely place. You train on your own, or you're with your trainer. You get in the ring, it's just you in the ring. Then after the party and all that, you're with everyone. Then the next day, you're back on your own again. You're by yourself again. Like, it's a lonely place, and it takes some people ain't got that strength to just get through it and carry on. They use other things to cover it up or mask anything else that's going on in their head.
What were you masking up?
I don't know. Maybe because I've never known what I've wanted to do in life, and job-wise. Now I'm scaffolding. I've got that under my belt, like getting qualified in that. But like until I started doing that, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I wanted to be. I ain't got no kids. I don't want to have kids. I had foul relationships that I feel like they could have made it work, but they don't work sometimes. I don't know why. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's my fault, sometimes it's not. So I don't know. It's just, maybe just life, just trying to cover up what's actually real life. Do you know what I mean?
I think we all try and do that a little bit, don't we? I think it's not just you. I think all of us, and I guess we've all got our own.
And some people can't. Like, some people need something else to. Like, it's like they call it self-medicating. Yeah. You're medicating the way you're feeling and that. But my mum has always said, since a young kid, that I've had ADHD, which 20 years ago, now it's they know about it. Like 20 years ago, it was like just touching on all this stuff, like mental health and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Is it
ADHD? That's like hyperactive.
Hyperactive, yeah. You've seen what I'm like when I'm on the ball. I'm like, I've been on the phone to you and stuff, like, and you're like, whoa, just calm down. Yeah. Speak to you later. Think on it. So yeah, like when I'm get going, but. Yeah.
I think that's more down to your passion. What I see from it. Yeah. I think you're someone who's very eager, wants to get involved in stuff, and I think that's a good thing. Yeah. I don't think that's more ADHD. I don't think so.
Maybe I'm using the energy that I would use, like, because if you find people with ADHD, they can't concentrate on one thing because they got all this energy, so they can't concentrate. But like, if I'm doing one thing that I love, I'm passionate about, I can do it for hours and hours and non-stop, and it don't matter about anything else. I can concentrate on that. Maybe it's because I'm using that energy for something I love, I'm passionate about, and I want to do good, I want to make a difference. Do you know what I mean?
What are you passionate about?
Boxing, love it. Really, but I'm real passionate about football, but I don't think the football's going to happen with my knee again.
But do you reckon you can box?
I know I can box because I don't care whether I can or I can't. I will do it again. Like, I'm going to do it again. Look, it don't matter what the doctor tells me about my knee, my shoulder. If they tell me your arm's going to fall off if you get back in that ring, I'll let my arm fall off. Like I said to you, I had my last fight. My shoulder come out in the first 10 seconds. And the ref went to me, you're going to carry on? I went, get out of the way. What, you think I'm not going to fight because my arm's come out of socket? Yeah, can't get out of the way. That's what I come here to do, do you know what I mean?
Now, this is from my personal point of view. I'm going to say from my personal point of view, is that's the problem I have with something like white collar. Because there's
they'll let you carry on, they let you continue.
There's no problem with that. Yeah. You're a fighter, you're a warrior. You want to carry on fighting, that's fine. But should they put you in that situation in the first place where you've got such a bad injury that you should be able to fight? That's where me personally, white collar is a little bit different.
But they would not be able to stop me. Like, I would be going to that fight. The shoulder come out in training.
Oh, what, in training?
In training before the fight.
Oh, okay.
I said to Danny, we'll go southpaw. He said, you've never done southpaw before. I said, well, I've got to get in the ring. He said, you ain't got to take the fight. I said, I've got to take the fight. I'm not having it. Like I said to you before, I go down a dark route when I don't box, when I'm not getting in there doing that. So that's what keeps me sane. Like, I had to go and do it. Like, there's no way I wouldn't. We knew it was going to come out. It just went. Unfortunately, it was the first 10 seconds. But I carried on as much as I could. Got to the end of the second round. I had a couple of standing counts. A fair play to the ref. He did say, look, I can't keep you getting punched. He said, I can't. I said, all right, I understand. Do you know what I mean? Like,
did it put fighter's safety at first in white collar?
Yeah, of course, the ref does. The ref don't want to get in trouble for it. But he gave me leeway because I said, look, I'm fine. I'm fine. Look, I can still box. It was the first 10 seconds. I ain't even been punched yet. Do you know what I mean? So he gave me a bit of leeway. I felt like I was winning the first round. I felt like I was winning. So you let the second round carry on. Got a couple of standing counts. Myself, I wanted to continue. I could have continued, but the ref said, I can't let that happen. So fair play to him. He said, I've took enough shots now, do you know what I mean? I'm not even defending my face with my hand, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, from that point of view, respect to the ref for that. So that he's getting picked up, do you know what I mean? But I didn't tell the ref I was injured before the fight. Yeah. Danny didn't tell the ref didn't know. What's he going to do? He's going to let the fight continue, isn't he? So that's how it goes.
Cool, man. So your aim is to continue fighting. It sounds like it, which is good.
I haven't really spoke to anyone about it now, but I've been in contact with. We got James Lee in the gym. Yeah. Yeah,
James Lee.
Lee. I spoke with James Lee. We wanted to do some training. We wanted to try and get a pro fighter in this gym to get James Lee back being a pro trainer again. I said, what about me and you trying to do something to get a pro fighter in here? He said, it's going to be hard. He said, a lot of the pro games up with Mackinson and Ballingall and all that. He said, it'd be hard. He said, but we can ask around. And in the end, I want to come back to boxing. I said, what about me? He said, I don't know, injuries and all that. Never done a pro fight before. He said, no amateurs, no ABA. I said, let's go and do the ABAs then. I spoke to Martin Robinson. You know,
Robinson. Martin Robinson, who runs Mountbatten Centre.
Yeah, I spoke to him on the phone. I said, Martin, what do you reckon? I want to try and have at least one pro fight. Try and have one. Can I get any ABAs? He said, come out here, we train you. He said, you can train with James. He said, you've got to come here once a week. So after I had the 6 weeks off work from the shoulder, I go back for the shoulder. I've got to make a decision about operation of the shoulder, whether it's healed enough or not. The knee, I've got to make a decision on the knee. I've got to go.
Would you have to do an operation on your knee again?
For the cruciate, but I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have an operation on the knee if I feel like I don't need it. If I can move okay. Yeah. The doctor did say to me, you won't play football again. Not on the knee, if you don't have the operation. Told me it's like 8 months recovery. I said, I can't do it. I can't be out of work for that long. We've got to work, we've got to live.
So you're a contractor, right?
No, I'm employed by him.
Yeah. Oh, you're employed by him?
Yeah, I'm on the sick now because of my shoulder. I was like, they're telling me, you've got a tear in your shoulder. The doctor's saying to me, how are you lifting tubes and God knows what above your shoulder and your left arm? With that, he said, does it hurt? Yeah. We've still got to get paid. Yeah. Still got to go to work. Yeah, so I'm going to go back. Spoke to Martin. Martin said, we'll sort out some fights for you. The season starts in September. Will you be fit by then? I have to stay in contact with him. That's all I've got to do at the moment. That's all I can do. I can't train. I can't do anything else. I've got some Danny Salter's sorted me out just to do some classes and help him out in his gym. Nothing major. Because I found out on Monday about the shoulder. I was on the knee, I found out about the shoulder, so now I've said to everyone, if I'm doing the pads, you can only touch them. I can't have you banging the pads on my shoulder coming out of place, because now I've got something to go for. And like I said, the unlicensed game is like, it's only white collar boxing, but to us it's, like I said to you, you don't play boxing, you live it. But now I'm going to try and go the next step, do the ABAs, try and get in the pro, and I want to go as far as I can. I don't want to be a journeyman. I'll go there to win. I've never been to a fight and gone to not win. Yeah. I'm there to win. That's what I'm going to go and do.
Well, why do you want to do the amateur route for the ABA route? Can you not just go professional?
How would you be able to go professional? All you've got is 7 white collar fights under your name.
People with white collar fights can just turn professional.
But they'll look at me like you want to be a journeyman. If I go into the ABAs with Martin, he's going to teach. I ain't a skilled boxer. Like I can get through the fights.
Yeah.
But it's my heart takes me there. Do you know what I mean? My heart will get me through it. Like I will get there. But if I've got more skill than what I've got, I'll be able to go a bit further. Martin can give me that skill. James Lee can give me that skill. Danny Salter can give me that skill. I can't do it on my own. And at the moment how I am, I'm not going to get through it. I'm not going to get to have a fight with a professional fighter because they'll look at me and go, be a journeyman. That's what they'll say, and that's what they'll look at me like. So I need to go down that ABA route, get that experience, and then let other people around me help me decide on what to do instead of going there and getting hurt. Because I will go in there, and I don't want to get hurt. Like, I don't want everyone else to see me get hurt. I don't care about what happens to me. Like I want to get in there, so I've got to do it properly. Yeah, that's why I'm going down that route.
Good, love it. So, where you are currently at the moment? So you're coaching here.
I'm doing some coaching classes here before work and after work. I'm still doing before work and after work times because I've got to decide on what I'm going to do with the operation. So obviously work, like when I go back in 6 weeks, I've got to get in contact with work, got to tell them what's going on with the operation and stuff. I've got my part 2 course while I'm off to go and do that. Obviously you've got to lift tube and stuff, but I've explained on the phone I'm injured with a shoulder and a knee injury, so they will try and help me out as much as they can, but I won't be lifting nothing over my shoulder. I won't be putting no pressure on my knee. So I'm going to do that. And then just, yeah, get onto this ABA thing. I obviously spoke to you about the documentary. We'll touch on that another time.
Right, Jamie, thank you very much for your time. Yeah. That was a great insight into obviously how your life and your boxing career. I'm sure we all look forward to watching you in the future, man.
Yeah,
all the best.
Thanks very much. Cheers for having me on, yeah?
No worries, man. Look forward to the growth. Take care, guys.